Please be seated. The minute you receive your acceptance letter in the mail, you are welcomed into the Appleby community. Community. What does that word mean? It is such a broad term that encompasses so many different aspects, such as the environment and the people. Think for a minute about what makes a community, particularly our community here, a special one. When I sat down and really thought about this, 3 things came to mind: the history of Appleby's community, the opportunities here, and most importantly, the compassion shown by individuals at this school. Because of these 3 things, Appleby has a community like no other school, and I'm extremely grateful to be a part of it. For the rest of your lives, the people from this school, the connections you've made, and the friends you cherish will be a part of your life. I know for a fact that at Appleby, time flies. This year's going to go by just as quickly as the rest have, which means that all of us in this chapel should fill our days with the opportunities available. I hope I'm able to make everyone in this chapel feel that warm, fuzzy, happy feeling that I feel when I really think about this amazing school that we belong to, and to encourage all of you to continue doing those little things that make this school an even better place. History is a huge part of this school, and many of you might not know this, but my family, along with many other families such as the Phippins, the Bars, and the Bailey family, or as you all know her, Maddy, and the Jelinicks, have been a part of this school for a very long time. I'm actually the 4th generation here, which means when my great-great-grandfather and his family moved from Scotland to Canada, he sent my great-grandpa and my great-great-uncle here, along with the next 3 generations of men, and now finally the first female Grant to come here, me. Most of the friends my dad, Mr. Grant, hangs out with now are his old buddies from Appleby, and I got the pleasure growing up with them as well. My Uncle Ollie came here with my dad and is now my godfather, and I couldn't imagine anyone who's better suited for that role. Many of the alumni are also choosing to send their children here after experiencing it, which shows how truly amazing Appleby must be. I'm sure all of you have seen the paintings and pictures of previous students around campus, and Appleby does an amazing job of making sure that its old boys and everyone who has attended the school is remembered. Even recent graduates have their grad picture hung out in the hallway next to the library, and I can't wait for my grade's picture to go up and be remembered forever. Our time at Appleby doesn't end with graduation. It continues long after that because of the tight-knit community we have. I realized, as I thought back, that Appleby has been my community since the day I was born. I grew up right here on campus, spending more than a few nights in Pole's house, because my dad was head of house, before moving across campus to Eastfield with the Shields, the Jerosiers, the Stewarts, the Zuconics, and the Jelinicks as my neighbors. Yes, I had the pleasure of growing up with Jack Jelenic, our head prefect. Thinking back, I realized how truly amazing it was to grow up in such a safe and welcoming environment. From eating dinner in the dining hall, to running around at homecoming and Relay for Life every year, our little gang of troublemakers had it made. I'm sure we got into all kinds of trouble, but I do not have a single bad memory associated with any staff, teachers, or students. From middle school to senior school, everyone just accepted that there was a group of half-naked kids running around at all the school events. The fact that to even super busy students, we were a valid part of the community, and they took time to play with us or even just say hi, shows just how special the Appleby community is. I know I love seeing all the little kids running around on campus now, and no matter how busy I am, I always try to stop and say hi. I'm sure it's the same for most of you. Those little smiles can brighten just about anyone's day. Being busy is something that's important at this school, and as you've probably heard a million times since you've been here, filling your time with all of these amazing opportunities is super important. The busy atmosphere creates a tight-knit community at the school. From those crazy weeks where everything is due and you seem to have a test in every single class, to the fire drills in the middle of the winter, or even getting creative with the menu on meatless days. All of these seemingly random things are relatable for most students, and those tough days or weeks are what create the everlasting bonds to this place. Our school not only builds a community here, but offers students a chance to get to know the global community as well. I've been on 2 unique trips with the school, and I have to say they were the best weeks of my life. March break of grade 9, I went on an intercultural trip to Thailand, and this past March break, I went trekking across the northern Andes in Ecuador. On both of these once-in-a-lifetime trips, I became friends with some of the most amazing people I've ever met, in particular a girl named Sarah Foley, who is from Australia that I met in Thailand. We became super close friends on our Thailand trip, so much so we stayed in contact, and she was able to come visit me for a few weeks at the end of last year. Meeting someone in a foreign country like Thailand, who also happens to live halfway around the world, and becoming good friends despite our differences, helped me better understand that there are communities like ours all around the world. Appleby gave me the opportunity to travel, and with that, I learned that the leaders of character that we are all becoming can create a community anywhere. All you need is a little compassion. Back in the summer, after grade 8, when I knew about 2 people at the school and was super nervous about starting, my dad told me about the field hockey preseason training camp, which starts a week before school. Typically, he told me I was going, and naturally Miss Kirkpatrick told Mackenzie the same thing. So off we went. When we got to the turf, to our dismay, it was mostly older varsity girls who were returning to the team, and not as many eager grade 9s as we'd hoped. I, having never played field hockey before, was extremely nervous and wanted to turn around and run home. However, I'm very glad I didn't, because the minute we stepped onto the turf, the older girls welcomed us with open arms. That week was an amazing introduction to a different area of the school that I had never experienced, the life of a student. Those grade 11 and 12 girls were helpful and kind throughout that week and the entire season. And as a grade 9, I was so ecstatic that older girls were talking to me. I didn't realize the impact that they had left on me. The compassion those girls showed me that week helped to not only introduce me to the school, but I now strive to be like those girls, helpful and kind and welcoming, not only to the grade 9s, but to everyone from middle 1 to senior 2. Because I know firsthand that those girls were an example of how truly compassionate all the members of this school can be. It has been so long since that day in August of 2012, and the memory still resonates with me. How crazy is that? It really is compassion that makes a difference in this community. I want you all to think about the small, random acts of kindness that occur every day all over campus. Lending someone in class your laptop charger, giving a friend your extra gym shirt, holding the door open for someone who has their hands full, and even the simple act of smiling at someone in the hallway. All of these little acts of compassion can change the course of someone's day. Helping other people can also impact you positively. Did you know you feel as much joy helping someone as they feel from being helped? It's surprising that the two would feel the same. However, helping someone in need releases the same chemicals in the brain as the person you are helping receives. And the result is 2 people who are happier than they were when they started the day. Think about it. One random act of compassion can turn around someone's bad day. I think the Dalai Lama summed this up perfectly in saying, "This is my simple religion. There is no need for temples, no need for complicated philosophy. Our own brain, our own heart is our temple. The philosophy is kindness." And I truly believe that everyone in this chapel can make a difference in this community through compassion and kindness. Of course, we aren't all going to move mountains, but everyone here should strive to at least make one person's day better. No act of kindness is small, and to make a difference, all you need is one. As we continue our journey for this year and after graduation, remember that the Appleby community and what it stands for will remain in your hearts and lives forever. Now would you please rise and sing hymn number 418.